Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. So tonight I'm joined with Brian S. Stavely, and we're opening up the phone lines right now for anyone who wants to call and talk to us, who is Mandela affected and wants to talk about either a personal experience or some of the new Mandela effects that they've discovered, and anything else. What's going on in your world? You know, we want to know. We want to hear from you. So let's see who is our first caller. Give me a second here, and I'll open up Hangouts. Give me one moment. Okay, we are ready to take callers. So let's see who our first caller is today.
Well, wait, and why don't you bring up one of the new Mandela effects you were talking about, like the song or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so my video is like in the process of being uploaded. I wanted to ask you guys, what all do you remember? The song Modern English, Melt With You? The part where he says, I made a pilgrimage to save something race. Was it the human race, this human race, or this human's race? Which one is it? Which one do you remember, Brian?
I'm not like super familiar with the song, but I remember Human. Like I don't have the whole song memorized, but Humans doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And I'll have to play it for you guys so you see what we're talking about here while we're waiting for our first caller tonight. Let's see. 1 second.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat has any new Mandela effects that you want to bring up, feel free to put them forward, because it's been kind of a slow week, I thought, overall. Because usually I'm used to seeing 5, 6, 7 a day. This week it just kind of seems slow to me. I don't know if you guys had any huge ones you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, exactly. It's been kind of sluggish or slackish on the
T-Box
Mandela.
T-Box in the chat says the human race.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's this human race or this human's race. Now it says this human's race. You got to hear it. It just sounds so bad. Like it's a mix-up of pronouns. That's what the AI or whatever is going on is doing. They're mixing up pronouns like crazy. Look, right about 1 minute and 15. Listen to this. I made a pilgrimage to save this human's race. Oh my goodness, did you catch that? Listen to it again. I remember seeing this song for the first time in a Burger King commercial back in the 90s. But I kind of remember it too in the 80s, you know, listening to it. But check this out. Slow motion. And first I thought,
will say Nick, Ty, T-Box. They all say human race. Nobody says humans so far with the S. Nobody.
That's so crazy. And if you look at the lyrics, it's not like we're pulling your chain or anything. You go look at the lyrics, and they say humans. I'll show you. I'm wondering, when did this song change? Because I sat there and I studied this song like 2 years ago, and it wasn't like this. Any of the lyrics you pull up are going to say this human's race. That's just wrong. I mean,
E-Man's in the chat. What's up, E-Man?
Oh, hey, what's up, E-Man? What's up, brother? You want to do the call in? Well,
you know what? Why don't we since why don't we just do a few shout outs from the chat real quick? Say hi to everybody.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right, cool. So Professor is in the chat. Nick, Cookie, Chariot of Faith, Taekwondo, T-Box, E-Man. Maybe I'll scroll up a little bit. Who else we got? Hey You. And I think I got everybody. I'm not a robot. I know her. She's in the chat. She's been here since the start of the show. Guys, if anybody wants to call in tonight, just dial up 850-764-8255. 1552. Anything you want to talk about Mandela related, or anything really, just dial in.
Yeah, come on, guys. Hey, Brian, do you see the chat there? The stuff that Glow left for us? Some of those new Mandela effects. You want to talk about them?
I don't see it. Can you just bring it up and can you just talk about it? I'll go along. You know what I mean? We discussed it already, so I'm sure I know what they are.
Well, we talked about one big Mandela effect. Another, Good Night, Gracie. You remember that one? Good night.
Yeah, talking about it, but I'm not that one. I've never really seen that. I've seen I've seen residue for it though, but I had never saw what that was originally said. Unfortunately.
Yep. And so I can try to find a clip of that one. Do you want to talk about Batman Dark Knight? I think Gloria was explaining it. Something about the Gotham City Police.
Yeah, well, in the Dark Knight, when they were cruising around in the police cars, like it would say Gotham City Police Department on it, well GCPD, that's what it was for, and now it just says GPD for Gotham Police Department, but their uniforms still say Gotham City Police Department, so it's actually changed in the movie. And I know some people think, hey, that's just an insignificant thing, who gives a crap, but it doesn't matter if how small or how big. I mean, it does matter when it's really big. Obviously, it's impactful, but it doesn't matter even if it's real small. Something like that, a little thing in the movie. The fact is, it still changed. Like you own the movie, it didn't leave your house. Well, obviously you might download it, but even if you own the movie and it doesn't leave your house, you pop it in, and it's changed. And I just think I think all of them are a big deal, Brian. All of them. The word changes, the anatomy changes. We could get into anatomy change. There was something you brought up tonight, right?
Yes, yes, yes. In fact, Tom was making jokes about it. It's kind of funny actually. He was talking about something about going out for a rib steak or something. So anyway, guys, feel right below your neck. There's this new change now with some of the anatomy. If you look at the upper part of the sternum, you can feel there's like a dip now in the top part. What is that called? What's that bone called?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm a little bit slackish on.
Well, yeah,
but
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I could have sworn that there was no dip. Let me point to it real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
And bring up that image from earlier too, because I think
it's like right in here. There's like this dip now that wasn't there before, and these are up higher now, something like that. It's different. I'll show you a picture anatomy. Skeleton.
right, yeah, people in the chat they agree with me and said, yeah, it's been a boring week. Okay, we've got some stuff in the chat. Brian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on, let me for a second. Talk.
That's right. It is the part that we're talking about is the menubrium.
Somebody said Bernie Mac didn't die in 2008. He died a couple years ago. It hasn't been 10 years.
Oh my goodness, no!
I don't know. It's been a while. Has it been 10 years though? That seems
Bernie
like
Mac died over 10 years ago, didn't he? I could have sworn he was.
I thought he died a long time ago. I don't know. Glow asked if we know Todd McFarlane, the comic book artist.
Yes, Todd McFarlane. He does.
Well, she passed on the question from somebody. Professor asked. Yeah. Okay, what about Todd McFarlane, guys?
I'm gonna trace this too in case this changes again. This part here.
The McFarlane, they said, like a Seth MacFarlane type name. It looks like.
Yeah, his name is MC, I think.
No, but that's saying there's no D at the end now. It's Lane and not Land.
Yeah,
it was Todd McFarland. Now it's Todd McFarlane.
That part I don't really remember. It seems like it was Mick Farlane. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I know his last name. Yeah, his last name changed to McFarlane from McFarland. Yeah, I get it.
Mick and Mac is change off in Irish and Scottish.
That's not the change we're talking about, though. They're talking about the end of the word. The Mick is
the word was D.
Taekwondo said Abraham's Gettysburg Address. Abraham Lincoln. You know anything about that?
Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. No, can you be specific?
Taekwondo wrote, I think it's always been known Lincoln wrote it down many separate times, and there were at least 4 varied versions out there. Okay, and what's different now? Is there only one? I mean, I don't know.
Oh wow! Apparently, there's
Chariot of Faith brought up what I want to bring up. I brought this up to somebody last night on the phone. I think, or the other night. I think it might have been Glow. Life Matrix's name has changed from Life Matrix. I remember all lowercase. I remember all lowercase for Life Matrix, and now it's capital
Life Matrix.
Yeah, I remember his name being all Matrix and one word. Yeah, I remember that. And I thought Curiouser and Curiouser was Curious and Curiouser. Was then that channel always Curiouser and Curiouser?
No, it's Curious and Curiouser.
It's not anymore. Go look at it. It's Curiouser and Curiouser. It's changed.
What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Curious and Curiouser.
What? Try and bring it up. Unless I'm losing my mind. That's what I read when I seen it. Look. Like I said, Curiouser and Curiouser now. It's not Curious and Curiouser. Look what you typed and you're wrong.
I know I typed it in wrong.
No, you typed what we thought it was, and now it's changed.
That's so weird.
Look at Brian N in the chat said it was Curious and Curiouser. Yeah, now it's not. Now it's Curiouser and Curiouser.
I wonder what he has to say about that.
I saw that one. You know what I mean? I know you guys know these people better than me, and I do follow that channel, and it just looked way off to me. I noticed it like maybe a week or two ago, maybe a little longer. It hasn't been like brand new, but it's been kind of recent. And for me, Life Matrix's name used to be lowercase.
I know. Look at Moneybag73. How I used to type in his name. Now he's got the money and the bags, the big M and the big B. That looks wrong to me. It was like the big.
Wasn't he all low? I thought he was all lowercase 73.
That's what I'm saying. He was lowercase. The B was lowercase.
Yeah, it was all lowercase. One word lowercase. Moneybag 73. All one word with the 73 as part of the money bags, like right at the end.
How in the world does that happen? How does that happen? You want to know something else that's crazy? Theresa Lynch discovered this one, I believe. Mork and Mindy. You know the DVD release and the VHS releases. The DVD cover.
I don't know the difference in the releases though. Why?
Well, the DVD cover has changed. The M is now merged.
I'm gonna call.
What?
I'm gonna call. Oh, this is Theresa calling in. Hold on, because this is coming in on my line. So this
okay. I think she wants to claim this one because she found it.
Hello.
Hey, Theresa. Hey, you're just in time.
Sorry about that. I was on a phone call. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. Everybody's here, and we're excited. We're talking about all these brand new effects. Mork and Mindy. Look at the. Yeah, you want to talk about that one?
No, who's there?
Me and Brian and the rest of the chat.
Uh-huh.
How did you find Mork and Mindy?
It was accidental. Again, I was trying to find Residue for you for the Modern English one. I'm out with you. And when I did that, it came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again.
Hold on, we got a call, guys.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hey. Who is it?
Hey, there we go. E-Man, can you hear me? Hey, how's it going, friend? How's it going, brother?
I was just, I didn't have the Hangout downloaded. I've been time out on Hangouts for a minute.
I hear you. Sometimes you just got to cut loose, man. Enjoy, enjoy your time with family and friends.
No, it was just too many moving parts. That's all. And I had to get back to my love for the Mandela effect. I had to get away from the personal stuff. Get away from the just being a whole lot of personal. Just make sure that I kept my eyes focused on doing the job. But I think I was getting too personal with a whole lot of folks. And when you do that, it causes other issues. And so that's for me to let go of the back end of the Mandela effect. But now,
Yeah, I understand. I felt like for a long time, like all these effects, it's almost like you can take breaks, and they just seem to. It's like the Mandela effect finds you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about finding the effects that seem to come to you. You know.
Have your numbers started slowing down?
Yeah, it's like it sped up a little bit, and then it started slowing down again. Like, wow.
Well, that's because they cutting everybody off. I noticed I was looking at EYAs and I was looking at a lot of people. I was just checking out their numbers, and they're froze. They're froze. It's just like most of my tags, like it ain't like I'm a newbie, and so I know how to do tags to be put into other places where my video can be shown, and they're not allowing my tags to go through. I put it into CERN or D-Wave computer or quantum mechanics or time travel or conspiracy theory, and when I go search them terms, I can't find my video nowhere. And so they're blocking everybody's videos. They even took down Alex Jones already, so they're beginning to hamper people that they don't agree with.
Lord, I hope not. I hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, because like I said, I used to at the minimum every video I put in was 200-300 views. Now I'm not even hitting 19-20 views. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Then I talked to some of the subscribers. They said, well, they ain't getting no notification. They ain't even seen my video being posted. It's like they're blocking folks a whole lot now. Because I just think and it's not because I'm sporadic. I have a whole lot of good stuff I done found. And did you hear that video about that browser I found that actually tell you what you're looking for?
No, I mean our phones kind of do that, but what browser is that?
It's called a Dolphin browser, and what I've been doing is I made sure I didn't have any cache or anything that's on there. Like I didn't never search it; it was brand new, and so I would put stuff in, and it would tell me the answer. Like I would say part of the sentence. Like I give you a perfect example. I'll say Isaiah 7:1, and it tells me exactly what Isaiah 7:1 says. But what it says, it don't exist no more. And then I will say, I'm your father, and it'll say, Luke, I'm your father. I say, what? It come up. It's just like the last time I did one, I did another term, and it didn't have, you know how sometimes it give you choices? Well, the choice that it gave me, it didn't even say what they said now. I said, so So somewhat, this browser is a private data set or something that haven't been affected by Google. Because everybody use Google information, but I guess this browser, these people have their own data set, and so it's not really affected a lot. And so if you type in certain terms, let me see, it was a whole lot of stuff. And so I did about 10 videos of the proof of some browsers have it the way we remember it. And I didn't even give it the answer. He gave me the answer. It's like I Love Lucy. I said, you got some, and then it said explaining to do I Love Lucy. And I didn't even tell it nothing, but you got some. And it didn't tell me nothing else. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't know what to say. I mean, probably one of the more recent effects. Oh, you about to say something? I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm sorry.
No, if there was this new recent Mandela effect about Chester Cheetah. What do you remember him saying?
Oh,
it ain't easy being cheesy.
Oh yeah,
everybody knows that, man. Everybody knows that one.
Easy being cheesy.
It ain't easy being cheesy. That was mad popular when I was a kid. I know people in the chat know it. It ain't easy being cheesy. Now he's never said that.
Hey, Derek, what's up? What's up, Taekwondo? T-Box, good to see you guys.
I called you on your private. I'm sorry.
I think it's okay. It's okay. The number's up there on the title of the video. It's okay, E-Man. You guys can hear him good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can hear you just fine, E-Man. Yeah, give us some of the word, man. What's some of the newer Bible changes? Have you seen anything lately?
Oh yeah. You have about a year ago, about 2 years ago, we were really heavy on researching the Bible changes, and this man from somewhere, I don't know where he was from, he had this insert in the back of his Bible that had all the changes in it, all the new changes in it, and what it was saying was it was changed because it was trying to make it in today's language. It said the King James Bible, these are changes that we are made because we're trying to bring it up to the 2000, bring it up to today's standards. But the problem with that is nobody can find that book. And so back in that day when they showed them that the proof of that book being existed, I took a copy of everything that was there and I kept it in my file. And I've just been going through it lately. And they got the wine skins in there and what has been changed to. But some of the stuff in there, it's not even, it don't make sense to why would they change it to that saying, like, why would you change advertise from advise? Advertise and advise, they don't mean the same. That's not the same word. Why would you change that? And you got stuff like
how about
it's a whole lot of it. It's about 500 words, but they trying to use that as their cover, meaning, well, we told y'all that we was gonna change it, but majority of all the changes don't make sense.
No, they don't. Like the word stuff in the Bible appears how many times, and then you have always, the word always instead of always. It appears 23 times. Thanks, Odin. Thanks, Odin.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Gloria said check your chat because she sent you some animals.
Wait, what?
Check your chat. Gloria sent you something.
Something about mandanimals?
Yeah, she sent you some stuff.
Okay, I'll check. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, all the changes that we've been talking about was in that book, and there's a whole lot more that's in that book. So what I've been doing is going through the book and trying to pick out the obvious. Meaning, I didn't want to pick out something that's really like stuff and possession. Yeah, you know, that's nitpicking. So I know stuff didn't exist, but I want to get some heavy stuff that people will say, well, man, that can't be true because them words don't even match up with one another. They don't even mean the same.
No, they don't.
So yeah, I always was there. Like I'm gonna find that book. I'm about to go to it. Go ahead, y'all can do what y'all doing. I'm gonna find that book. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna say a couple of words and tell you what they say. Hold on. Where's my file? Cause I kept all them files because I know people didn't even take them files. They just said skip it. Cause the man we couldn't find the book nowhere else. I don't know if there was somebody in the government that leaked that out and didn't want to tell us. Let me see. Like they got one word in answer, but they changed the word from answer. It was defense, and they changed the word from answer. That they don't even mean the same. Why would you do that?
What verse are you talking about in the Bible?
Yeah.
What verse?
2 Timothy 4:16. The word's supposed to be defense, but they changed it to answer.
Oh wait, whoa. I'm going to look that one up, but now Sharon is talking about this thing here. When Jesus cast the demons, which changed to devils, legion into swine, they ran off the cliff. Now they just run down the hill. Is that true?
Yeah.
What? No, they ran off the cliff.
Yeah, I gotta go to that scripture part so I can look at it.
Yeah, can you find that real quick?
Huh? What, Brian?
Yeah, they ran down the hill, but now it used to be they fell off the cliff, basically.
No, who ran down the hill?
Okay, the legion went into the swine, the pigs, in other words, and the pigs were supposed to jump off the cliff, and now they just run down the hill, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we got this other one here, 2 Timothy 4:16. You said?
Yeah, hold on, I gotta go back. Yeah, second. I just turned it. Hold on, 2 Timothy. Hold on, go back to where it was at.
See this?
Yeah, 2 Timothy 4:16.
See, it's making me. The Mandela effect is honestly, it's making me look at my verses and try to make them on my heart more. You know, that's one of the things is before they change. You guys know I hand copied the New Testament, like 24 books.
Wow.
It's just like this one.
I haven't looked back at them to see if they've changed. Hopefully they haven't, but
it's just like this one that says they changed eyebrows to eye holes.
Eyebrows is eye holes.
Arm holes. It used to be eyebrows in Ezekiel 13:18. Now it's armholes. But they changed it from eyebrows to armholes. And then this book's telling you all the changes. And it's got everything that we've been talking about and more. And I just never went through it all the way through it. Like the beds to couches, it's got that. It's got that one. And it's telling you they changed it. It don't say what year they changed it, but this was...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm looking at Ezekiel 13:18. What the heck? It says, "And say, thus saith the Lord God, woe to the women that sew pillows to all armholes, and make kerchiefs upon the head of every stature to hunt souls. Will ye hunt the souls of my people, and will ye save the souls alive that come unto you?" So what was armholes? What did it used to say?
It was eyelids.
Eyelids.
And they made it armhole.
Oh, what? Yeah, that makes more sense. Sew the pillows to all eyelids. You know, in other words, so you'll sleep. You know. Yeah, that makes more sense. Armholes. You know, maybe that's a reference to the human body changes that we're seeing. You know, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised of how many words that's in this thing that we have found, like charity to love. They got that in here. They got hold on. There's so many words, Lord Jesus. I'm trying to find a good one.
Yeah, E-Man, you want to join the Hangout? That way we could free up the phone line. I could add you to the actual Hangout.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll call you in just a second, and then you could jump in, okay?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Like I said, I can only do about an hour because I'm actually headed out tonight for a bit. So at about 11, I got to take off, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You want to go over some of these other effects? The Beach Boys. What's going on with the Beach Boys and Batman Dark Knight? Did you already talk about that one?
I brought up the Dark Knight one. If you want to talk about the Beach Boys one, I'm not that good with the Beach Boys.
I do. I am.
Oh, hey, Theresa. Hey, what's the deal with the Beach Boys?
The one with the Beach Boys is, you remember the part that says,
Theresa, could you hold the phone a little closer?
I've seen all kinds of girls.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Now it's kind.
Oh, kinds. Okay. Do you know what minute marker so I could share it?
No, you need to play the song.
Okay.
I posted it. Do you want me to send you the post?
Well, hang on.
Because there's residue. I have residue. Hold on. Let me get it. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the actual part where they say it. If somebody could help me out here, the minute marker. That way I don't have to go through the whole thing.
Right. It's kind of towards the middle. It depends which one you're listening to as well. Which version of it?
Let's see. Hey, what's up?
I'm trying to find my residue. Let's see.
Freedom, aka Mike. What's up? Dominic. What's up, you guys? Hey, Gloria. Hey, what's up, hey, you?
Here you go, Brian. Got it.
Okay. Sure, I'd be glad to share it.
I'll send it to you. Here we go.
Oh yeah. I got to share that skunk, that dancing skunk too. That was pretty funny.
Hey, Brian. Here, and there's residue there too as well. There we go.
All right, that was your post on Facebook?
Yes. And I did that post on August 5th at 11 p.m. And it was, I wish they all could be California girls. Wish is now changed to wished. You have to listen very carefully.
No, no. What?
Some people do. Some people hear wish, and some people hear wish.
Yeah, I remember Wish.
The other one is I've seen all kinds of girls. It's now kind. And if you look, there's residue there. You see it?
Okay, yeah, I see it. I wish they all could be. So now it's wished?
Wished.
Oh, I definitely remember that song.
No,
It was I wish they all. Yeah, definitely wish, not wish.
Now if you listen carefully, some people, you remember that whole thing about some people hear things one way, some people hear things another way?
Yeah, like
some
the Final
people are hearing
Frontier.
wished.
Hey guys, welcome.
Okay, so this is the one who discovered it was Mandela quantum effects. I'm gonna go ahead and sub his channel, guys.
On both of those. And like I said, there was 2 different MEs in that one particular song.
Gloria said, "Tell him the 132 marker. 132. Go to 132, Brian."
Yeah.
132 on the song.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, 1 minute 32 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Did I miss it?
Yeah. I've seen all kinds of girls.
It was supposed to be Kinds, right there at 1 minute and 40, roughly.
Yeah, and now it's kind. Listen to it. Slow it down so people can hear it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But look at how the logo is like. Look how the logo is merging now. The H and the B, like all crazy, and then the Y and the S break right there. Yeah, this is pretty.
Can you hear it?
The Mandela effect will screw with your mind, screw with your head, you know?
They want to do.
And I think something is going. I think I found a way to know who's been Mandela affected, because they not only see things different, they can't even see the colors the same. And what I mean is, I was at my church the other day, and we got a carpet that's beige, and everybody that told me that that they always remember, because I've asked them a question about the thing that Moneybag 73 was talking about, the Maxwell tapes.
Yeah.
And they said it was Max L, and they said it easy. And every last one of them that says Max L, that said it was Max L, they was seeing the carpet as blue. And so some reason their frequency they're on, they don't even see colors the same. Because it's a brown carpet. Even my phone, because I was like, wait a minute, I must be blind. Even the phone, you know how you match colors with the paint apps? It's saying it was brownish gray, and they was seeing blue.
That's pretty crazy. You know another.
Mag 3 said, check the David Lee Roth cover of California Girls. Must have residue. Brian, listen, when I take off in a few, I'm gonna leave my I'll leave my computer on so Theresa can stay routed through my phone call. I won't hang up.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Brian.
Oh, I'm through that right now, right?
Yeah, you won't hear from me. I won't even disconnect from the Hangout because I don't know if that'll disconnect her. I think it will. Because her audio is routed through my computer into you. So I'm just gonna go mute now, and I'm gonna be leaving in a few. But thank you, everybody. And sorry, I've been on every day, but I'm going out tonight. So.
And listen, if you guys want to catch Brian on some of his shows, he's therealnewsonline.com. And Brian Stavely, could you please post your channel in the chat? And also, you can find it in the description as well. So, I think I might have found another possible Mandela effect. This is something that I remember back when I studied like terminology like terabytes, kilobytes, megabytes. Well, we have the next one above terabytes is exabytes, and I kind of remember it being EXE, BYTES, and now it's EXA. I even asked somebody, another computer guy that works with me, and he even said EXE, and now it's EXA, exabytes. What do you guys remember?
I'm gonna use this machine I got.
I'm confused on
How you say it spelled, Brian?
Huh?
How did you say it was spelled?
EXA, BYTES.
EXAEY.
Exabytes.
Let's see.
But there's residue out there. I know there is, you know?
For what?
For the word exabytes.
Spell it. Let me see if I see it. Spell it, Brian.
EXEBYTES is what I thought it was, and now it's changed to me.
I'm sorry, EX what?
Yeah, if you look at it, Google's going to correct you to exabytes.
Let's spell it one more time.
Spell it the way you remember it, so I can find it.
The word exabyte, EXEBYTE, is now EXABYTE.
So it's EXEBITE?
BYTE, exabyte. It's the next one above terabyte.
Got it. Okay, I'm looking. Hold on.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I do remember EXE. I remember reading it in my book.
BYTE, right? I see EXABYTE.
I see it. I got it. It says exabyte, exabytes, EXABYTES.
That's what I see too. Is that wrong, Brian?
Yeah, I mean it's everywhere. Look, this is of course it's all in computer programming and stuff like that, networking.
Wait, so you're saying EXA is wrong?
No, EXA is correct, but I remember EXE.
Oh, okay, I'm looking.
So weird. It's in books and.
I see EXABYTE. I don't see no EXE.
I'm trying to find it.
We'll put that one down as a possible one. I'm not like 100% sure, of course. Now it's like my memory's getting an upgrade.
How about Lance crackers, toast crackers? Lance, you remember Lance crackers?
You remember that?
Lance toast cheese crackers. Y'all remember that? Because now it don't even say Lance toast cheese. It says Lance toast cheese. CHEE.
What? How do you spell Lance? Oh, Lance. Lance. Okay, I thought you said Lance. I'm sorry.
Right.
Lance. Talking about the Lance cheese crackers?
Yeah, it don't say that no more. It says Lance toast cheese. SCHEE.
I got to see this. Maybe Chester Cheetah's having an influence on these things.
But that's with the have you noticed that they miss the food a lot? The Mandela effect.
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness! What? I see what you're talking about. E-Man.
I'm calling him.
What happened?
You want to call him?
I'll say what is chi?
Oh, chi. That's like Chinese for like when you're breathing in and out. It's something like chi, I guess. Apparently, look at this. You're right, E-Man. What is that? Toast chi? Peanut butter? Golly. Some of these Mandela effects are funny. You know, you got to laugh at them. Hey, is that E-Man? Is that your boy?
Yeah, and the bad part about it, I got the whole box. It's been a month because what happened is my wife get They trying to make her fat or something because they'll give her some candy and she'll sit in the same box. And this box been sitting on my dresser with a little candy in it for about 2 months. And I remember it saying cheese, and now the SE is gone. I was like, huh?
Yeah. But it was there before, wasn't it?
Yep.
That is unreal. That's unreal. Hey, let me ask you something. How many times does your YouTube try and crash every time you do a video or something some weird crazy?
It's all the time.
Oh, it's happening
all the time, or it won't let me upload. And I did an experiment. What I did was I used my son's phone, and I used my son's phone to upload a video. Like the proof that I was telling you about with the browser, it would not let me screenshot with nothing. It was screenshot me talking, and then when I came to the proof, the video freeze. And one time the video stopped. It stopped as soon as I was about to show them the proof. It stopped, and it kept doing it. And I couldn't upload it. I couldn't download it. I couldn't do nothing. And so I said, I got to get off of my phone. And so I couldn't use no screenshots out of Google Play. And I tried about 10 of them. None of them would work with me trying to show that proof with that browser. And so I got my son's phone that has a built-in screenshot. And when I got down to the Luke, I'm Your Father, it stopped. It like they let me do 5 videos, and then when it came down that, then they wouldn't even let me do it on his phone. It's like they was trying to. They don't have a hold on to whatever browser that is I'm using, and so they don't want that information out because it's not using Google data set. It's using Yahoo data set. Some of Yahoo data set. It's using some of Yahoo's and some of their own. They're not using the Google search engine data sets. And so it was trying its best not to block me. And then the video would not upload for nothing. It said 3 hours.
Whoa, 3 hours.
And I got speed. My internet speed is 150 megs per down. And then when the video was only 5 minutes, it would not let me upload it. And then it crashed. I'm like,
Have you ever had the blue screen of death happen like all of a sudden before you went live or something? That stuff's crazy.
Well, only reason they won't do that because that's a brand new Dell computer, and Dell will have to buy me, give me another. I
had to purchase a new hard drive last week because of that.
That's why we have to do what I do. You have to bag it up in different places. Get you a external hard drive and bag it up on that, and then get you if you get you one of them FID bags. You know, they got where people can't take the information off. You know how they got them wallets where it can stop people from snatching information off your credit card. If you get one of them bags and put it in there, I think that helps. It helps them from actually being able to snatch it off that drive.
I know. I think I heard about that where people could just walk by your pocket and they could scan it and then pick up your credit card numbers. That's pretty crazy.
Yep. So that's what I do. I got all my files bagged up into like 4 different places because they don't want us to. They're beginning to crack us down. They really are. They begin to crack us down, and that's, I don't agree with everything Alex Jones say, but anytime they can take down somebody that easily and universal. You know, we all on the chopping block. If we don't agree with, if we don't say what they like us to say.
Speaking of things to say in speeches, Brian Bussey says the Abraham Lincoln speech has changed from our forefathers to our fathers.
Mm.
The Abraham Lincoln speech.
Mm.
And how about Abraham Lincoln being a wrestler? My dad studied history, and he didn't even know that.
Man, hold on. Well, Jesus, what they doing? I mean, that's the reason why I don't. That's why the Mandela effect is itself. It worries me because they're playing games like this a game show. Let her just stick this here and stick that there, and every time they do that, it seems like the world getting worse. Meaning, if you look at all of these volcanoes and all of this heat, record heat everywhere. I mean, everywhere. You got so much heat and so much so much stuff burning. Talking about record. You know, it's a reason why this earth is talking like that. You know.
I know. And how about those pictures you see? And this drives me crazy. Like as if the Mandela effect didn't do it already. But you look at all the pictures of the cars that are burnt up by looks like laser beams, and the trees are left untouched.
Right. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, you'll think if metal burned like that, charred, some wood will definitely burn. So it's chipped out. It's chipped out, and so
Is Theresa there? Theresa, where'd you go? Are you there?
Oh,
I guess maybe her battery died or something. It happens, stuff like that. You know, whenever you're doing the shows and stuff. There's
ain't this your regular show?
Yeah, this is our regular show. We're half an hour early. I know it's not a Mandela. We just decided to go a little bit early tonight, and so we'd end a little bit early.
I'm surprised you ain't packed to the brim. You done did some what they call that downsizing, because your shows normally have about 10, 15 guests.
It's okay. It's we're in the dog days of summer, honestly, and I think people are like trying to go on vacation as much as possible before school actually starts back. Over here, I don't know about you guys. When does school start back for you, E-Man, the kids?
September.
Yeah, down here we start August 1st. We started August 1st already.
Oh man! Oh shoot!
I want to kind of get your opinion on this one, guys, because my memory is just weird on this one. Like, I kind of remember anchors away being the actual word away, like AWAY, and now it's anchors away, like something that's heavy, like weighty. But yeah, this is kind of weird. This is a 1945 musical comedy. Of course, got Frank Sinatra and Gene Kelly, Katherine Grayson. I'm anxious to see this movie. I have not seen it yet, but definitely the movie title seems odd. So I invite you to check that out. And by the way, the person who gets credit for that is Nathaniel Winter Hebert. He found this one, Anchors Away. Putting that one down as a possible. Let me ask you something, E-Man. What do you make of well, before I go into this next one, I got to tell you a joke. Okay? Madonna has one and she doesn't use it. Arnold has one and he uses it. The Pope has one and he doesn't use it. So what is it?
Madonna had one and she don't use it.
Yeah. Arnold has one and he uses it. The Pope has one and he doesn't use it.
Is love making?
It's the last name. Yeah, because you get it. Madonna's she doesn't have a last name, but apparently, like, what is it in this reality? Something about her name is different. And
Oh,
now we find out she had a sister all these years.
oh man.
Did you know she had a sister?
No, I ain't know she had no sister.
She had some kinfolk, man. She had a sister.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name? Was her name wasn't it Madonna was just her nickname. I know that's a known Mandela.
Mm.
But her
Yeah, you know.
sister is still weird.
See, watch this. When it came down to Madonna, I was just looking at her face and how pretty she was. I ain't care about what her name was. I was saying, man, let that be my woman. Well, I swear. I mean, it's only two people my wife said I better not never meet, and one of them is Mariah Carey, and the other one is Vivica Fox. I don't know. I'm like that guy. Who was that married Mariah Carey? I'm like him. I said, man, I don't know. You know, some people you just like all your life, and I had issues. I don't know.
Yeah. But you know, I think the veil or whatever this Mandela effect is uncovering the veil.
Of course, it's rent. It's rent. So. And the thing, like I tell people, is God said that because people don't want to hear the truth, that he's going to amplify it. Because he said, since you want to hear the lie, he gonna let you listen to hear the lie. He'll let you believe it because that's what you want. He gives, and I had to tell people because they say, "What makes you think you know everything?" I said, "I don't know everything. So don't nobody know everything, but because I'm in this genre and I know that they're messing with time and changing things, you may not understand it. And so if I never been a carpenter, I can't explain to you how to do no carpentry. And so if you never been involved in this situation and you don't know about quantum mechanics and D-Wave computer, you really can't understand it. You can't say, well, you think you know everything. Yes, well, I know some information that you don't know right now. I don't know everything. I just got some information that you don't know. And I think people are really trying to uh, uh, get behind, say, well, it's impossible for them to mess with products and times and laws. They don't even want to listen. They even if they not if they Mandela affected, they just don't want to hear it because they think, well, um, they think you're going to take something from them, their sense of normalcy, and so they rather reject it so that they don't feel victimized. And so I'm learning how to just, if they don't want to hear it, or if they on the other side, just walk away.
Exactly. That's probably the best policy. I mean, you can't like you can, what do they say? You could lead a horse to water.
But you can't make them drink. Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
That's right, brother. Do we have any calls? Any callers tonight? Do people want to call in and talk to E-Man and myself here? We're anxious to hear from you. We want to hear your story. You can call the number that's in the title of the video, and I'll be right here to take the call. Let me post it in the chat just in case you guys can't see that because you're probably seeing it on your phone. You're about to
say congratulations with her Facebook was it's growing more and more.
Oh, Theresa, yeah. She's doing so well with that. It's awesome. I mean, it's bringing people closer together. If you're not familiar with Theresa's group, I'm sure Gloria or Brian Stavely will post it in the chat. Really great group of people. We share residues. It's Reality Residue Hunter on Facebook, and you know, just if you find something and so let's say you want to post it, just if you don't mind, give the person credit to the founder, whoever found it. If you don't know, it's fine, but you know, we try to, you know, because it takes a lot to research the Mandela effect, you know, and you know, I know we're a good community of people who share information. I do like to give credit though whenever I find something that's you know, I'm just saying, but it really doesn't matter. Like I said, it's all about sharing and being a community together.
Yep. And congratulations on you, man. You up there 17,000 now.
uh,
Well, I remember the days.
yeah, man, you remember I remember when I got my first 1,000, I was so happy.
Yeah, I said, who is this Brian cat? I said, oh, I gotta get my thing going. I said, oh Lord, he done went past. I said, I gotta catch up. And Brian, you just went and flew. I'm like, man, and I'll be so proud of you. I'll be looking at him like, yeah, buddy, get him, Brian, get him. Every time I see a new 1,000, I'll be like, get him.
We have a caller on line 1. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Hey, sir.
Hey, man. So, what do we talk about?
Well, what's your name and what's your story?
My name is Matthew. I live in Canada.
Oh, okay. That's right there where Corey's neck of the woods is. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I started noticing changes like in 2017, right? So I find it kind of unbelievable because when I address this, I suggest it to people. They're just unattentive. They don't want to listen to it.
I mean, I honestly, they don't want to listen to the Mandela effect at all, and so you're trying to talk to them about it and bring it to their attention.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody's responsive, nobody's like receptive to the subject. They just ignore it. Like I kind of don't get it.
Well,
There's some kind of,
you know, bro.
Go ahead, E-Man. Maybe E-Man could explain. You want to explain that, E-Man?
Well, you know, they've been dumbing us down with these shows. I noticed that they've been putting these Mandela effect shows out, the AI shows. So when you do that, you make people relax to the possibility, and so that's what's happening there. They're putting these shows on, especially Netflix. Oh, gee, they got a new show out every day about AI. Lord Jesus, I said, how many AI movies they got? And so, and parallel universes. And so that makes people get used to it. And then they think, well, you just must be talking about a show. I ain't care about that.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's like, I guess it only if it only concerns them, I guess, is when it affects them. I don't know. I heard about it in 2016 is when I woke up. When did you wake up?
In 2017, like in March of 2017.
Do you remember Do you remember? Because sometimes you remember where you were at when you heard about it. Where were you at the time?
Well, I was just listening to like videos from Secure Team 10.
Oh yeah.
And he mentioned the Mandela effect. At first, I didn't pay attention to it till it seemed like a phenomenon or something. So I looked into it, and like I couldn't believe it. Like every copy of, for example, you know the Bernstein Bears. Like the Bernstein Bears have changed to either Berenstein or Berenstein, which like completely blew my mind. I used to have like at least a dozen copies of those books when I was younger. So, I was completely dumbfounded, and then I look into other examples like Star Wars and like Forrest Gump, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell is going on? You know?
So the next one after Berenstein was Forrest Gump. How clear in your mind are you on, let's say, like Luke, I'm your father? I mean, are you 100% on that, or was it no, I'm your father, or what? 100%.
I'm 100% certain that every VHS copy out there said, Luke, I'm your father.
Oh my God. The good thing is you're not alone, you know, and I think that's what we have to keep in mind here with the Mandela effect, that it does try to separate us, but it does bring a lot of people closer together too, you know, at the same time.
Amen.
I could literally feel the division. Are you there?
Yeah.
We have another call coming in.
All right. Yeah, take that phone, but that's basically what I had to say, man.
Okay. Well, thanks, and have a good night, and we hope to hear from you again, okay?
All right, man.
Hey, God bless you.
God bless you.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey.
Hey.
Now the sound. This is Old Earther 2000.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Hey. You guys are doing a great job, by the way, man. I really look up to all you guys. You know, keep it up, man. It's really important. There's a lot of new people that are waking up to it, you know, so it's always good to keep it fresh and to, you know, let everyone know, like even some of the older ones that they've, you know, said in the past, and then some of the newer ones too, you know, because like I said, there's always like new people. I've been awake for a year now, and it's been real rough because no one I know is awake, except for the people in the community. But nobody in my family and my friends. So it's just, you know, there's like a real big feeling of being alone. You know, it's been really tough, and it's really awesome that, you know, that we have these communities like this one where we can share, and you know, you guys are just awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I've been like, you know, nervous to call because it's just.
Oh, dude, you don't. You don't have anything to worry about.
Right kind of thing, but I love all you guys, man. Everybody, you guys are just awesome. Been watching all you guys for a long time. Been, you know, it's rough, man. You know, it's a funny story with my story, and it's funny because the guy, the last caller, I didn't even cut him off. I hope I didn't.
No, he's
probably other callers too.
I understand.
That want to talk. But it's a funny story. The Bernstein Bears hit me really hard too. That was actually the first thing that I noticed. It was funny because it was brought to my attention by my son. He's 13 now, and I'm like, so I've been in for a year. So it was like a year ago that I was like, what it was is that a little bit before a year, he brought up the fact that he remembers the Bernstein Bears being spelled differently. And I thought so too, but I thought it was just a speller error, or I thought I got it wrong. Like I just kind of put it past me before I even heard the Mandela effect or anything like that. Then, you know, a little while later, my son was like, "Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?" And I was like, nah, but I just kind of put it away, you know, just was like, nah, you know, kind of shunned him off and was not really interested at all into it, and even really let him explain it or nothing. You know, then later on, I'm like, hey, why did I do that? I want to know what that is. I know what the butterfly effect is, but I've never heard of the Mandela effect. So I go, yeah, what were you talking about the other day about the Mandela effect? What are you talking about? So he goes, yeah, there's this thing on the internet called the Mandela effect, and
the reason why it's named that is because people remember Nelson Mandela dying, but he never died. You know, he died just recently in 2013. And so I was like, whoa, because that really hit me hard because I remember him dying. And I remember my mom telling me the story of how he died. It was on the news.
Oh my God.
You know, everything, like, you know, and then the weird thing is, though, is then when it really started hitting me hard, then, you know, that was when, you know, it was like, and then the Luke on your father, definitely 100%. I was in a contest with a friend of mine. I saw the movie 25 times. And we looked in the contest to see if you could see it 4 times. His dad ran the theater. And it was back in the day when we actually saw the original clip. So we were little kids, you know, and we were just so into it. We could watch the movie over and over and over and over and over again. So we spent the whole day after day watching this Star Wars. That's how big into it I was. But the funny thing about the Star Wars is there's a whole bunch of Mandela effects for me on the Star Wars. The Luke on your father, for sure, I remember him saying Luke. But then there was also the fact that C-3PO was definitely all gold, never had a silver leg.
I was just about to ask you that.
I do also remember a different ending, which I thought when I saw it like in the 2000s or whatever, when I saw it more newer, when I was older and adult, and I saw it, I thought I just got like a clip version or something, because I remembered a missing part at the end, but I didn't know what it was. I just remembered it. Goes, oh, that was weird. Why? That's so weird at the end. There's something missing. And then have all these really cool residues, you know. And I was a big, huge Star Wars buff, so I got tons of Star Wars stuff. And I was looking through my Star Wars stuff, and I found a comic book. And in the comic book, it's like it portrays like the whole movie, but it's like line for line, but it's a comic book. But it's like a really, like, I don't know. I mean, I think even George Lucas went in on this because it was just too much identical, you know, to the movie. And in the end of the comic book, Chewie gets a medal at the end. And when I saw that, the pictures and read the whole thing in the comic book, it brought me to the memory of what I remembered seeing on film that no longer exists, which is when Leia gives Chewbacca his necklace. Chewbacca bends down, and it's so big you have to bend down really far, and it caused everyone to laugh. Everyone, and there wasn't not too many funny parts in Star Wars. It's not like a comedy, you know. But I remember seeing it in theater, and I remember it caused a laugh because Carrie Fisher made a funny face when Chewbacca had to get so far down to get the medal. It even like zoomed in on her face. It shows Chewbacca bending down really far. He gets the medal, you know, and then and now he doesn't have that. It doesn't have him getting the medal. It doesn't make any sense because he was just as well. You know, he went in just as hard as everyone else. But I don't want to take up a lot of time.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I wanted to ask you.
Awesome, man. Oh, okay.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you something about that, about the medals part. What were you thinking? What was the first thing on your mind? I mean, were you really shocked? Were you thinking, oh, well, maybe this is just after a different alternate ending or something? Were you thinking that at first?
Well, then I was so I thought it was another clip, but then you know, as I was diving deep into the Mandela, and I was doing a lot of research because it just, you know, it grabs you. If it doesn't grab you, then I guess you're plugged into the new thing. I don't know what's going on with these other people, but for me, I mean, it didn't take too many of these things where I was like, wait a second, that's not how it was. Wait a second, that's not how it was. And what it was for me is, what really was like rock solid for me is that when I was doing my research, I go, well, you know what? Because I told my parents, and they think I'm crazy. You know, they think I'm going nuts. And that's really rough because I have a really, really tight relationship with my parents. But I almost feel like they're not my parents. Very strange to say that.
I know. You
don't act like my parents did act. My parents before were very hard on me. And these parents here are very loving and sweet and nice. I don't know if because when you get older, you start to get like that. What's the case? But they've changed dramatically. They're not now. So it's hard because, like, my real parents were not nice. They're assholes, kind of, you know. And it's like my parents here that don't remember any of these memories and think I have all the memories wrong. Think that I never paid attention well enough.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. You got something good out of the Mandela effect.
What's that?
Yeah, you got something good out of the Mandela effect. Well, where now you have understanding parents now.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, like, you got to think of all the positives. I mean, okay, so that's a positive one. The other huge positive one for me is, okay, so there was like 10 things on my stone that are rock solid that I know for sure were different in my timeline than they are now. I was definitely from a 52 stater. My parents were not. They think I'm crazy. They think I have the number wrong. They don't think I'm right on that one. I know for sure, fact, it was 52 states. Not 50, but 52. The last two states were Hawaii and Alaska. That's what were added in my timeline. Another huge one for me is there was a North Pole. There was a huge part of the continent that was the Arctic, not the Antarctic. It was the Arctic. And it was big. It was huge. That's like on the number one top. I know for 100% that there's something there before, and now there's not. My globe, I have a big globe at my house, and it's like rough. You know, it has the mountains. You can feel the mountains. You can feel all the parts of the globe. It's like it's one of those globes that comes out, and you can feel it. You know, it's almost like Braille. You can feel where the land masses are and stuff. Well, on the globe, there was a North Pole and a South Pole, and at those points of the globe, there was land mass. Now, on my globe at home, it's empty. It's just where there's water now, and it's never like that. So that's a huge.
And what were you saying? Yeah, and what were you saying too about Hawaii and Alaska? Those were the last two states, right?
Those are the last two states that were added for me. It was 50 states, and those two states were added and made it 52 in my timeline. And also, the thinker definitely had his fist on his head. That's a huge one for me. Two huge ones that died. Mandela died in the 90s. It was like late 80s, early 90s. He died
I'm so glad
my
you
mom
said that.
sat down and told me the story about how he was sick in prison, and they were keeping him in their really bad quarters. Like they were treating him really, really bad, and it was really, really terrible, dirty, filthy in there, and he was being treated really bad, and he was already sick with this type of disease, and so he died. And my mom sat down and told me the story when I was young and everything. Now when I go to ask her, and she has a really good memory, like my parents have really good memories, when I go to ask them, like, hey mom, remember that time you sat down and told me about Mandela dying? She doesn't remember. She doesn't know. She has no idea that she told me that story. She doesn't remember that at all. A huge one too is Hitler having brown eyes. He never had green eyes in my timeline.
No,
he had brown eyes.
He always had brown
I'm a
eyes.
blonde-headed guy that had short blonde hair all my life, and I was constantly told about how I could have been an Aryan race and Aryan army and all this stuff, and because you have blue eyes and blonde hair, you'd be perfect for them, and for Hitler. And I'm like, that's weird because he has brown hair and brown eyes. Why would you want to argue for him? And that was like a huge topic growing up as a kid. Like,
yeah, I know, and you know what they're saying?
There's a lot of big ones, like that one, the Thinker, tons of huge ones that are just, I know for a fact it's different.
Along the lines of...
never smiled, dude. She
no.
Flat face.
Flat face.
She never had a smirk like that. She was just, it was like, that was the big thing about it. It was like, why is she being so famous when she's not? She looks so drab. Like, she doesn't even look like she's happy, like that how people were back then. No one smiled. Like that was how I thought. That was like a big thing. And I was a real big. I went to college for a year, and I was in I did an art major, so I was really into detail and drawing and art. And I loved how some people can just look at a picture, look at something, and then draw it from memory. I thought that was so awesome and interesting, and I want to have that photographic memory that I could do that. So I really, really trained my brain to try to remember things the way they were, so I know for a fact, like, there's so many different, the painting with with God's hand and then Adam's hand, that's totally different. In my timeline, God's hand was above Adam's hand, and now they're even.
Yeah.
It's not the way it was.
Yeah, there's residue if you look at the E.T. poster where E.T. is touching, I guess, Elliot's hand.
I love you guys. That's really it really helps. It helps to your sanity, man, because, like, people think you're crazy, like that other guy that told, like, when I kind of stopped trying to bring it up to people. At the beginning, I thought it was a huge thing to spread the word. I thought that was actually why I was awake, why the veil was lifted. I'm supposed to spread the word. I needed to spread the word. I needed to speed up. I was getting so many rock solid with people getting angry. I even went to some churches. The pastor was getting angry.
Wow.
They were looking at me like I was the demon and the devil. And I'm not. Like
no,
that at all.
No, far from it.
Here, like, why are you switching it, making me look like I'm the one? If I'm telling you that Satan or some type of force changing the Bible, that's not me doing it. I don't be the messenger. I'm just want to bring your attention. You're the one that's really, preaching the word of the Lord, and that's one really big thing that I want to finish up on this. Man, I don't want to take too much time.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine, man.
Mandela effect, walking closer to God.
That's what it has done for me too. What about you, E-Man?
Okay, so my parents, my dad's Jewish, my mom's Catholic. They didn't want to force me in either one of the religions. They told me that I could pick a religion. As growing up as a kid, I looked at a lot of different religions. I looked at Catholic, Jewish. I hope I don't offend anyone. I just, it's sometimes kind of cool, if you get to pick your own religion, not forced into it, you can look at all the different ones and see which one suits you, whatever feels right, So I was always felt more, led more closer to the Christianity. I didn't like the feeling of being forced God upon with the Christian church. I didn't like that part, like Jesus freak or whatever. I didn't like that forcefulness. I know it's very important to have Jesus in your life.
Yeah.
But that was pushing me away from what I need to get to. So so that's a tricky one. But so as I was going through the, checking out the different things, different relations and all that, my friend was Christian. He really wanted me to be a Christian. He said, I love the church. It's really fun. Let's go check out the church. We were young when we went to go check out the church. On the wall of the church was a painting. And you guys wouldn't believe what the painting was. It was of the Lion of the Lamb. It was a painting on the wall. And I'm staring at it because I'm an artist. And my friend goes, you know what that is? He's into the Bible. He knows. He did Bible study and everything like that. This was when I was really young, though. I think I was like 7. Okay? I'm now 47. That was 40 years ago. I have a good memory, especially things that really hit me hard in my brain. And it was a beautiful painting. In Los Angeles, old church. And so I kind of knew what it was. But I really wanted to hear my friends sing. I was in that spiritual, I'm going to soak it up. I'm going to see how I like this, and soak, everything up, watch everything. So he goes, that's a quote in the Bible. right off the bat, what he said, and he goes, that the lion shall lay with the lamb. That's the Lion of Judah and the Lamb of God. That's what he told me. It's hard, and it hit me really hard in my spirit. You know, like I was like, because it was a little lamb lying with the lion. I was like, lion's not going to eat that lamb. And it's like, does that mean that at the very end of time, everything's going to be peaceful? Like, you know, that's just showing right there, like no animal's going to be eaten as an animal. It's going to be super peaceful. You know, so that like hit me hard. You know, that was a big one, and so that's definitely like that's up in the 10. You know, that I remember it being the lion shall lay with the lamb, and it's that was such a huge one that I could have sworn my mom would know that one, like because my mom went to Catholic school and she knows the Bible better than me. So I go, you know, this is gonna be the one. Give me one that's gonna make my mom almost faint. Like, I hope it's all good. I can tell her right now, the Bible's changed. I'm not crazy. I'm going down. Mandela effect. Condens missing. There's famous art pieces changing. You know, changing stuff in music, TV. It's not just manipulated by people doing, you know, fancy stuff to change things on the computer and stuff. It's not like that. It's stuff that it's definitely different than it was, you know, what I remember. And so I showed her that. I showed her the verse, and I showed her that it changed to the wolf. And so right away, like, she remembers the lion should lay with the lamb. It's so weird. Like, I hear this so many time and time again. The person remembers it, like my mom did, right? Then I show her the verse change. She goes, "Oh, that's how it always been."
And yeah, that's
and then I go,
that's what you're gonna get a whole lot. It's almost like as soon as they see it, they get the change, they get the download.
Another verse you're missing. It's another part in the Bible. Like I'm getting the verses wrong, and I'm like, where does it say that, Mom? Where does it say? You know, and then she got really angry and frustrated with me, and to the point where she said that she never wants me to speak of this again. So she can't talk to my parents about the Mandela.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's how mine were at first. It just takes some time, brother. You got to pray for them.
Yeah.
My mom and dad were divided with me over Sean Austin versus Sean Astin, and my dad was shouting at me. He kept saying, "No, it was always Sean Astin. What are you talking about, Joan Astin or whatever? You know, the guy, the one that played in
Sally Fields." For me, it was Fields. For me, I loved her with the Smoking Bandit. It was Sally Fields. Her little quote totally was like, "You like me, you really like me," or whatever. It wasn't some weird changed one that they have now. And that's totally, and these are ones that I thought for sure my mom would just be like, "Oh yeah, it was never that way." Like, you know, like, and then she doesn't. She's like, "No, it was that way." Like, the weird way. Like, what? You know, that was like a while ago, but now I figured that I couldn't even mention to them about any of this to get angry at me, you know. And it's like, Muhammad Ali died in my timeline for sure. He was a huge, I had two role models as a kid, two people that I thought were the baddest in the world. You know, besides, you know, not God, and I like to go back to that. We'd like to finish that. I was kind of jumping around, but Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali, growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of both of those. When my mom told me that Muhammad Ali died, again, she told me how he died. He was hit too many times in the head. After a while, when you get hit too many times in the head, you get a certain disease. He had a disease, and I remember seeing him having a disease, and he didn't want to be on camera anymore because he was embarrassed about how he looked and everything, and he was like a huge prize fighter. He didn't want to look like he was in a wheelchair shaking and stuff. And then I remember him passing away, and then he didn't pass. And then he looked fine. Like the pictures that they show, he's walking around before he passed. I think he just passed recently. Yeah, but that was a big one, you know, the two that died in my time, for sure. You know, so weird.
And let me ask you something too. Like how do you explain to your friends or family members? I mean, you show them the proof. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You show them, and what do? They get angry at you?
Well, it's okay. So they get angry to the point where my mom, she at the same year that I found out about this, my sister passed away. She overdosed on drugs. Do not take pills, even if the doctors prescribe. It was weird because it's kind of like a strange Mandela almost, because around the time that she passed away, she fell out of her bed. Her bed
Oh my God.
high. I don't know if you guys ever seen beds that you set up really high.
Yes,
So you
yes.
store stuff up underneath. So her bed was up high and she fell off of it and broke her rib. And you know how the Mandela and the ribs changed. I don't know if the ribs got stronger or weaker, but the rib cage, the heart, so many different changes. The huge one for me on the top 10 rock solid ones, like I wrote rock solid, list that I know for sure 100% were different. There was never bone behind the eye socket in the skull. It was always just a hole, always just an open hole behind the eye. And that one was so huge for me. I thought for sure my parents would back me up on that one, and they didn't, and then there's tons of residue again. They just look at me like I'm crazy. And that last conversation I had with the Bible really got my mom angry. So I can't even talk to her about it anymore. But what I was going to say is that my son, I think, is affected. But he's young. And it can be hard on younger youth because their reality is manipulated and changed with somehow, you don't know if it's God, you don't know if it's CERN, you don't know who's doing it, but stuff's changing around you, and that could be kind of spooky and scary, if you're not an adult and you're like me, I can kind of handle it. And one of the huge things is that I have a relationship with the Lord, I have a relationship with Jesus, and that makes it easier to understand that your spirit is eternal, that this is just avatar. We are just in like avatar bodies. Our spirit is running the show. Oh yeah,
we got another caller coming through. Thank you, caller, for coming on.
Yeah, hey Brian.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Guys, just real quick, love the show, and just stick with the faith, man. This brought me to Jesus, because I felt very alone, and I needed somebody. And I opened my heart to Jesus Christ. I've always had that feeling, but I really did. I really felt that opening the doors, feeling like, and he came, and I got the Holy Ghost. It was really, really awesome.
Amen.
And it's just like, yeah, amen. It's really awesome, man. It's like, and once you have that in your life, you're never alone when you have Jesus in your life. And it's like, it's a whole different feeling, man. So, so there is some positive about it. It can be really tough, though, guys. But you guys are doing a great job. So thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you. Caller? What was your name again?
This is Old Earth 2000, bro. You guys all see me on the
Old Earth 2000, yeah, bro. Hey, we love you, brother.
We love you, man. Mods, dude, bro. You're the only one out of all of them that have modded me. I mean, I love everyone, but you did it. I didn't even ask you, bro. You're cool, dude. You're awesome.
Oh man, you're awesome. So, you're awesome too, brother.
Keep up the good work, you guys, man. This really helps, man. It gives a positive vibe when this is really negative and lonely and scary and all those things, man.
Well, thanks again for coming on, and God bless you, Old Earth. Peace, man. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
How you doing, Mr. McFarland?
Hey, great, sir. Yourself?
Good. This is Rocco Donato here. I see a lot of names I know. Just like to have a shout out to all the affected here. I'd like to talk a little bit about Black Tom.
Yes, please. Please elaborate.
All right, I know a lot of people from New York, and I know my history pretty good, fairly good. I went to one of the local universities here, State University in Pennsylvania, and I never recall the Nazi spies blowing up the armory, which damaged the Statue of Liberty torch. I was really surprised, you know, to hear about this happening in 1912. And I think there's some kind of connection with that year, 1912, because some other things went on. But we all remember the Titanic.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, 1912 was the Titanic.
I think it was 1916 or 1918 for the Black Tom.
Yeah, 1916, Black Tom. And we all remember the Titanic, but, you know, this attack on sovereign soil, what we remember, whether you believe if we're from the old Sagittarius Earth or the Orion Spur, which I personally don't believe any of that. I think we're right here where we're at, where we always been. It's just a time of lying signs and wonder and deception.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal perspective.
Amen.
But Black Tom, here I talked with a police officer who's retired here as my neighbor, and I casually asked him, "Hey, do you remember when they tried to blow up the New York Harbor and they damaged the Statue of Liberty?" And he was from Manhattan. He kind of gave me a strange look and said, "Oh, well, I think I remember something like that." And I could tell he didn't. He just didn't, you know, want to say he didn't remember because he's from that area.
Well, you're from that area too, right?
I'm from Pennsylvania now.
Pennsylvania, okay. Now tell the audience what you remember. Was the Statue of Liberty on Liberty Island, or what's the island it was on? Ellis? Was it Ellis Island or Liberty Island for you?
Absolutely, Ellis Island.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That's crazy. Wow.
And here's something else. Being from Pennsylvania, I visited Philadelphia, and I seen the Liberty Bell with my own eyes. I have a picture on my page that shows a picture of the Liberty Bell. It is now spelled with one N. Pennsylvania, one N. And see, Pennsylvania was a commission from British Columbia. They gave William Penn, they gave him the woods of Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. So it was Penn's Woods, Pennsylvania. And William Penn was spelled P-E-N-N. All of a sudden, we have one N on the Liberty Bell now. It's just P-E-N-S-Y-L-V-A-N-A.
Yeah, let me actually share that with the audience so they can see what you're talking about here. That's a pretty good observation. And you think many of us would have noticed that. I mean, we all kind of looked at the Liberty Bell. They taught us in elementary school, right? And look what it says. You're right. P-E-N-S-Y, you know, the whole thing, Pennsylvania. But it has one N. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really yeah. So, you know, the first thing that got me though wasn't even being tamed with the internet. I would read the Bible. I've been reading the King James Version for 10 years as a recovering alcoholic, and one of the things through finding the Lord, I was reading a passage through the Gospels, the Synoptics, and there was Jesus with his disciples in a field, and they're all picking grain or wheat. And I remember thinking back, I had this perception of, wow, how long would you have to pick this grain or wheat to fill your hunger? I mean, to fill your hunger. So then I was reading it. It has them chomping on cobs of corn one day. So now we have corn in the Bible, and it grew me. And I really didn't understand what was going on there. And then I started to see a little bit of other differences in the Bible, and then I came across some other channels, and then I realized the Lion and the Lamb wasn't in Isaiah 6:11 anymore, and then things started really hitting home because I could handle the secular changes, whether it's Berenstein or Berenstain and all these other things. I kind of threw them off, like, well, logos change and it really doesn't matter. But
the word is a whole different story.
Say again.
Said the word is a whole different story.
That's right. That's absolutely right. When it hit the Bible, it was a whole different story, and now I know the attack. I don't know if the changes in the Bible changed to secular changes or vice versa, but I would hate to think that we were left behind. I mean, it could be plausible, but if we were left behind, then we know the dispensation of our free coming to the Lord to accept His grace is over, and we revert to blood atonement. So now it's not free that we must give something up.
Well. Let me elaborate on that. I think the notion of what we was taught about the rapture or the calling up, people was telling fallacies just to make people feel comfortable, because in the Bible He says that His people perish for the lack of knowledge. And so that means, the devil is going to make war with the saints. As a matter of fact, it says in Daniel 7:25, the devil is thinking to wear down the saints and change laws and times. And it's going to be given to him for times, and dividends of time. And then you get another one where God says, hide the word in your heart. And then you get another one where it says in Amos chapter 8, you're going to seek the word and ain't going to be able to find it. And so when the Antichrist comes, he's coming to make a war with the saints. He's doing his lying signs and wonders, not for his people, because there would be no purpose for him to convince them, because they already work for him. He's trying to convince and convert as many believers as possible, and because like I was telling the pastor today, I'm not taking anything from God, because God has control over everything. But God said He was going to give him that authority, just like the devil can't do nothing without God's authority. And so because we know that God said that He's going to give him that authority, we have to be on our P's and Q's. It's just like when the devil got the permission to mess with Job. And so now he's getting, for now, I don't know how long, unconditional permission, authority to mess with times and laws and dimensions. And he's using his people just like God used His people to get His work done. He using maybe CERN or D-Wave computer or other means of technology to get His work done, just like God uses His spirit and things to get His work done. So the devil doing what he's supposed to do, and I was always told, I don't worry about what the devil doing. I worry about as long as I'm on my job and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because see, we see, and like you said, many people don't see, and the word is the most important part that gives us insight. And that's why you're supposed to have something in your heart, And I think a lot of people, they read the word, but they are reading the word. They're not absorbing the word, and they're not putting it in their heart. They're just reading it off a book because they didn't get so comfortable with the book. And God didn't tell them to get comfortable with the book. He told them to put the word that's in the book in their heart, to hide it in their heart, so that they don't sin against Him. And so,
Amen. I agree with all that totally. As a patriarch, David told us to hide the word in our heart, and also in Amos, Amos 8, where you're speaking of, and the lying signs and wonders, and for a time, and a dividing at times, that the prince of the power there, which is Satan himself, will have dominion, and he'll make war against the saints, and he will wear out the saints.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of confusion, and I try to avoid arguments over whether or not, what the real reason is, and it's so beyond our capacity right now. The changes in time and the Black Tom, and the different spellings, and changing in verses of the Lion and the Lamb, and where wineskins. See, I make wine, and I used to make wine. And as making wine, if you were to cap a bottle of wine, it lets off its pressure. It'll burst the bottle. It doesn't make sense. And with most of these Mandela effects, you could always catch they don't fit together right. They don't make sense.
And that's where the discernment comes in.
Yeah, yeah. I think before you came on earlier, the devil thinks he's slick. He put out a book. He put out a book about 2 years ago with all the changes that he claimed to have changed for the moderate day readers in the King James Bible. But can't nobody find that book. I can't even find the book. But I took screenshots of every word, every change, and all the changes that we're talking about is in the book. And they have the equivalent of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Can't nobody find that book.
Wait, it's gone? They can't find it?
Nope. It was only posted one time. It's like almost looked like a wiki leak. Somebody leaked it out, and it's not available no more.
And it's gone. And I find this happening a lot with me right now. It's a demonic attack through AI, which I really believe they're gaining advantage, and it's growing. It's an infant right now, AI, and it's growing. And with Bitcoin money, with Bitcoins, I had somebody offer me 30 full Bitcoins, and if you know the market, they're about $7,000 a piece.
Wow, that didn't used to be that high.
That's over $250,000 that I had on PayPal that hit that money because I was just ruining this guy's agenda. And I am so glad because I know somebody accepted this offer. So a warning out there, people are being offered Bitcoins or playing with Bitcoins.
Yeah.
You're actually feeding the system of the beast.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because they don't understand what Bitcoin is. They think it's something tangible. It ain't nothing but energy. It needs your energy. It needs your power. It needs your authority to work. And people are giving over their authority and their power to something that they don't even understand. And I'm gonna give you one perfect example of this book that they got. If you look at Psalms 4:2 and 5:6, they changed the word from lies to leasing. How do leasing mean lies? Nowhere in the world. Don't even make sense.
All right, well, I'm glad, Brian, you had me on your show, and it's
we're
good
glad
talking to you people, and it's like almost a therapy session knowing that there's people out there.
Yeah, I know.
We have this in common.
I'm so glad that you could join us tonight. I know it's a little bit late posting that the video because I really wanted to do a call and get more feedback from the audience, tonight. And I think we should do more of these. I'm really glad that you could join us tonight. So thank you again. And God bless you, brother.
God bless you too. It was good being on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And have a good night. Do we have any other callers who would like to call in? We got time to squeeze in maybe one more. I see Cookie Jr. in the chat. I could almost swear you were Cookies Jr. Is anyone else with me on that one? Cookies Jr.?
Hey, did you change your logo? Tell me you changed your logo.
What are you talking about? The icon?
Yeah, about all your logos.
I changed that because Cynthia Sue Larson came on last week, and I thought that was a pretty good theme, like time travel, and we had the whole Back to the Future and other sort of time travel theme.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I gotta make sure.
Okay. Cookie Jr. admitted that yes, I was Cookies Jr. Okay, see, I noticed that. When I see you guys in here all the time. It's good to have you. Any other callers tonight? We have time for maybe one short call. Anyone else want to call in? What's the number one more time?
Again, thank you for having me on, Brian.
Oh, what'd you say, E-Man?
I was thanks for having me on.
Yeah, E-Man, we love you, brother. And if you could lead us out with a little prayer, that would be great, man. We really need prayers right now, tremendously.
Amen. Amen. Oh, like you want to give them? How long you want to give them?
Oh, wait, hang on. We got one caller, one short call. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. One quick call. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Brian. How's it going?
Oh, hey. Pretty good. You?
Good. This is Dukeshire. Hey, I've been following the Mandela Effect for about 2 years now. Just want to say you guys are all doing a really good job of reporting all the effects and getting the information out there. It's kind of crazy how there's so few of us that are actually affected and how many people just ignore it.
I know it's like
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, I messaged Sean Shane from Unbiased and On the Fence, and I don't know if he got it out there, but I had 2 possible Mandela effects, but I do everything from my phone, so I guess like on YouTube, you can't really message people through your phone.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I think you should. You can message them, but it's kind of funky how you have to do it.
Yeah, I can't figure it out on my phone. Like honestly, I did it before once, but then when I tried to go back and do it again, I couldn't do it. So 2 of the effects that I found, and I don't know if he's going to get them out there or not because he was the only one that I had actually emailed before, so I had his email, and I sent you an email as well off the email site that you have on your page.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you ever got it.
Okay, so
anyways,
what is it?
On Elton John, Your Song. Are you familiar with that song?
Yeah.
At the end of the chorus line, how's it go? It says, what? It says, it used to say, now you're in the world. I don't know if you're familiar with that chorus line.
Yeah, Your Song, Elton John.
Yeah, if you look it up, do you have time to do that real quick? Or do you need me to?
Now, is it the last line of the chorus?
Yeah, the last line of the chorus.
Let me pull that up real quick.
Oh yeah, while you pulling it up, the program I was telling you about. I put Sally Fields in and I said, and I put you, and it said the whole thing that she said.
Sorry. What were you saying, E-Man?
No, you're good.
Go ahead. I know you finished.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
And it said what you said, and then the one where with the Nelson Mandela, I put Nelson Mandela, and then it told me he died in 1991.
Whoa.
1991 in July.
That's about the time he died. That makes sense. It falls in line with it.
So, on your song, the last of the core line, it says, "How wonderful life is."
Yes.
He used to say, "Now you're in the world," but now it says "while" from the original. But if you look it up on other people, like Lady Gaga and other people that covered the song, they all say "now." And the only reason why I picked it up is because I was singing that song to my daughter when I was putting her to sleep every now and then.
Yeah.
And one day I caught it, like, it changed to "while" instead of "now."
Okay.
Small one, but I don't know if anybody else notices that, or if that's a Mandela effect for anybody else.
I'm gonna play it real quick because I got to be careful for copyrights. So about 1:38, right. I guess, right here. How wonderful life is.
While you're in the world, while you're in.
Whoa, he says "while."
Right, he says "while" instead of "now." He used to say "now."
Yeah, he used to say "now." You can even see the lyrics on the screen. I don't know if you guys are catching this. Oh my God, I think you're right, man. Look, it says
and then the other one,
right here. Look.
So then the other one that happened just the other day.
While you're in the world, and it says "now" right here. So why would it say "now" if he always said "while"? That doesn't make sense. What was the other one?
He said "now." So then the other one that I noticed in church the other day was the Apostles' Creed. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Yeah, very familiar.
But in the Apostles' Creed, it says that he died on the cross, and then there's a line in there now that says he descended into hell, and then he rose 3 days later. And I don't remember that, and it's like just jumped right out at me at church. So I waited till the end of church, went up to our pastor and asked him, and he said, "Oh, somebody else just asked me the same question." And I'm like,
"Whoa,
I don't remember saying anything about him descending into hell." And he explained it off like, well, it might have said descended unto death. You know, sometimes they use that, so maybe it was just this version that you're confused of. But I don't ever remember it saying that at all. And we've said it, you know, throughout church for a number of years. So that one jumped out at me again. I don't know if that's a Mandela effect for anybody else. I asked one of my friends who's Mandela affected, and he goes to church a lot, and he said, no, it was always descended into hell for him, but I don't remember that being in there.
I don't remember him descending to hell. I thought he descended.
I know he took the powers of hell in the hands, like powers of heaven in the hell. I mean,
that's what the pastor said, descended into death, but I don't even remember that part.
Wow.
Now there's another creed called like the Nicene Creed, which is way longer, and apparently they shortened it and made the Apostle Creed. But in that one, it doesn't say he descended into death or hell. It says he died and then was risen 3 days later, which is the way I remember it. I don't remember that line being in there at all.
I know the scripture. He went and took the keys of hell in his hand, so he took the devil keys away. But I don't remember him ever descending, and so I don't know. I never heard of that lyric, and it don't sound right. You're right. It don't sound right.
No, it doesn't sound right. What about
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry,
bless you.
Thank you.
Are you? Let me ask you.
I just wanted to get those two out there and see if those two things struck anybody else as being Mandela effects. I know Shane's probably working it from his side, but I don't think he does as many like Mandela effect videos. He's more into the spiritual kind of philosophy behind everything that's going on, from my point of view.
I'm more or less like my videos are more or less mainly about the end point, like trying to figure out like, okay, more or less the observation of what's going on, like the
Right.
Like they brought that.
The Mandela effect community is.
Right.
There's certain people that cover like Mandela effects, more specific Mandela effects, and then there's other people that cover more kind of philosophy stuff.
Right. I think I'm on the philosophy side too.
It's hard to get it out there.
Well, again, caller, I want to thank you for coming on tonight, and really appreciate you, coming on and talking with us. We're gonna have to call it a night. Sure. E-Man, would you please lead us out with a prayer, please?
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Father God, I thank you for Brian's show. I thank you for everything him and Theresa and everybody that's on his team do for the community. I thank you for his love for information and the love to give out the information, not turning anybody away, being able to hear all points of views, and still stay strong. God, watch over those that may look at this video and or listen to these videos and give them a sense of comfort and peace and the oneness in their mind that it's somebody just like them out there, and that we all here one to another to help one another to figure out, to go through, to learn how to cope with this phenomena. And we thank you and bless them, God, and keep them and watch over their minds and their thoughts and everything that they go through, God, right now. And right now, bless Brian Channel more and more, God. We hope that more and more people come and see the changes and keep their wisdom up on how to discern and how to get the information out, and bless everybody that's on the chat room, and thank for everybody that's coming in, that came in. In Jesus' name I pray. And every caller that called in to participate in the show tonight, to give their testimony of how they went through. We thank you for their braveness, and we hope that more people have the encouragement to tell people what they went through, so that more people can be willing to open up, to be able to talk, be able to express how they have found the Mandela effect. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Jesus Christ's name, amen. Thanks, guys, for coming on. We really appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Have a great Mandela Effect night, and God bless.
God bless.